So today let's get crazy, let's get nuts. Let's talk about how you can format your book for Kindle. This is an easy process that I will explain throughout this guide. And also it is a process once you learn, it will save you some time and also save you some money. So stay there and let's get it started. Howdy ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a great video today. I'm going to talk about how you can format your books for Kindle. I'm going to show to you the whole process. And this is a process I still do nowadays, even though I already published about 50 books. I still format my own books. Once you start getting used to doing this, it can be rather quick for you to do this process and just check your book, format it. And also, while you are doing this, you can also read the content that you probably got from a ghostwriter or a ghostwriter company like I use, like Urban Writers. That is the company that I use, and I suggest for you to check them out. I'm going to leave a link right below so you can do this. Anyway, if you want, you can also go right below, click on that thumbs up, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can receive my weekly video updates where I share with you plenty of tips and tricks and secrets about Kindle Publishing and several ways for you to make money online. So let's get it started. This is the file that I have over here. This is basically once you receive a book from your writers, it will look similar to this one. It really depends where you get your book from, because sometimes you basically don't even need to do any kind of formatting because your writers do a pretty good job, and it's pretty simple. You just take a look and check and just correct a few issues and nothing great. Anyway, when it comes to using the font family and so on, I suggest for you to have a similar formatting for each niche that you get in. So you have an author for a particular niche, and all of the books belonging to that author should have a similar formatting. So don't have a book where you have like a different font family, a different size for your font and so on, because it kind of doesn't look that great if you do that. Of course, you can change this if it's a book for another niche with a different author and so on. Well, let's talk about this. So this is the file that I have. What you want to do first is simply add the show hide paragraph marks. In my case, I'm using WPS Office. This is a free software similar to Microsoft Word. Of course, if you are using Microsoft Word, the interface is a bit different, but I mean, if you kind of can see what I'm doing over here and kind of follow along, because the features are pretty similar. I mean, the interface is pretty similar. So you probably will see inside of Microsoft Word, you will see a small P, and you just click it, and you can see then this formatting coding which you need so you can format things better. The first thing I'm going to do is simply justify everything to the I'm just going to align everything to over here to justify, so I can so my content can more easily fill all of the page, and it makes everything just look better. So I'm just going to select everything. So for that, you just click on Control A on your keyboard, and it selects everything, your entire file, as you may see, and then you just choose this option just like this, and yeah, it justifies everything immediately just like this, and it makes things just look better. Okay, so that is the first thing. The other thing you may want to change is the font family. Okay, you may want to change the font family. For this, you need to select each area, and you can go over here to normal for this, and you can go to normal, and you can choose a different font. For example, in this case, I have Arial 14 for the font size is pretty good size. It's the one that I recommend. I like to use Georgia, but you can choose another font family, and you just select over here this, and once you have that defined, you just select this area, and you can see that it immediately changes everything over here. Actually, I should have choose all of this just like this. Okay, and it immediately changes everything. And it can go on just changing the font family for your content. You can do the same thing for your heading, which actually I'm going to change over here to Georgia. Let's put over here Georgia, just like this. And also I'm going to change for heading 2 Georgia already. This one is good because I want to have everything in Georgia. This is Cambria, so let's choose another one. So heading Georgia. Okay, just like this. Okay, now that I have that out of my way, so this is the first page, and when it comes to the first page, I like to center everything. So I just select everything and center everything for my first page. So in your first page, you should have the title of your book, the subtitle, and also the name of your author. You can also change this a bit if you want. You just select over here and you can increase the font size a bit, just like that. And also do the same thing. I don't like this in italic over here, so I'm just going to remove this. Just select everything, remove it, and so on. So, and over here you should have the name of your author. Now once this is done, okay, everything is done over here. Now you can see that I have over here a lot of enters. You have a lot of enters, and this is the funny thing that the funny necessary coding that you want to remove from your file, because if you leave this, most likely once you upload your file to Kindle Publishing, you check the preview, it will look kind of awkward. And I mean, I don't recommend for you to publish a book like that, because what happens later on is you have customers complaining about the formatting of your book in Kindle, which happens a lot. Even with I already saw, even with popular authors out there, sometimes they have a bad formatting and people leave immediately negative reviews, and you certainly want to prevent that. So what I'm going to do here is simply delete this, just like this, and instead what I'm going to do is just select this area, which is the last line over here in my front page, and I'm going to insert, and I'm going to break, and I'm going to add a page break, just like this. Okay, that looks cleaner. I still have over a space. So basically, I just go along my file, and I'm going to remove any unnecessary information. You may want to add the name of your author over here, because if you receive this file from the ghostwriter team, then most likely don't have your name appearing over here on the copyright page. And I'm just going to remove all of these small spaces that usually writers leave in the end of a paragraph. And I'm just going to remove this, just delete. Once again, if you don't remove this, this may cause some issues once someone grabs your book. Over here I just need to give a space, because yeah, just clean this. You just go along, clean this, just do this. Over here it looks good, go along. This is table of content, this is heading 1, and I'm going to later on show to you how you can add table of content that is linkable. That means that when someone clicks on one of the headings appearing on your table of content, they immediately go to that section of your book. This is something that you need to have when you're publishing your book inside of Kindle. Otherwise, you will get people complaining about your book, and it's not a good thing, of course. And just make sure that your headings are as you want. This is heading 1. I'm going to remove this over here. Yeah, break page. Remove this, and just go along your file. Just clean everything, make everything look good. Everything is already justified, yeah. And you can see over here, this is chapter 1. So what you want to do, this is the heading 1 of your book. This is also heading 1, if I'm not wrong, yes. So what I'm going to do is select this, okay, the history of currency, chapter 1, and I'm just going to click over here on heading 1 to make this a heading 1, as you may see. So this may look good. So because later on, once I make a table of content, people can easily access this section because this is heading 1. And I'm going to click and remove this. Once again, just go along your file, and it's basically this is what you do. It's that simple. It's a bit time consuming, a bit monotonous, but once you get used to it, you just do this pretty fast. You want to make sure that this is heading 2, because it is kind of a subtitle of your main content of this chapter. So this is heading 2. If not, if you have something that is not appearing has a heading 2, then you just click over here, and actually this is putting everything to the center. Yeah, actually I'm going to put over here to the left side, just like this. I like it on the left side. And you can just go along. Let's see, probably not going to do this whole file, but I'm just going to show you a bit more of what I do so you can get the idea. So I just go along my file, see if everything is nice, if I don't have some extra characters appearing, and I usually also spend some time, if it's the first time around, I like to read my content and see the work that my writer produced. And yeah, I just go along, remove spacing. Over here it looks good. Looks good. So it gets to a point where you can do this pretty fast. Over here, over here. Okay, over here. This is a chapter 2. So over here, what you do is, you can see this is chapter 2. I'm going to insert a break here, just like this. Take this this enter over here. This is a chapter 2, so I'm going to select this chapter 2, the global community, and I'm going to home, and I'm going to make this a heading 1, just like this, heading 1. Okay, more spaces over here that I need to remove. Here too. Here too. Here too. I think this is probably peer-to-peer. Let me check. I think this is heading 2, so I'm going to add over here a heading 2 for this, just like this. Heading 2. Remove this, and remove this. Yeah, when it comes, this is chapter 3. Once again, I'm going to do the same thing, just add a break over here, and make this a heading 1. So when it comes to ebooks, it's pretty simple. The formatting, it's just, you just need to remove this spaces, enters, and justify all of your content. And I guess you already get the idea of what you need to do, but I'm just going to delete this. Yeah, I'm halfway of the book. I would need to do this for all of the rest, but I think it's not worth it, because at this point you probably already have gotten the idea of what you need to do in this case. And this is in the center, but for some reason it's not putting in the center. Chapter 4, okay. Okay, I guess you get the idea. So you would need to do exactly what I showed to you until you have your entire file just clean, everything looking neat. And then you just go over here to the table of content, and you want to choose references, tables of content, and you insert table of content and show level. So I just want to show the heading 1. Of course, this really depends on the type of book that you have. Sometimes you may want to show some extra content so people can get a better idea, so you may want to show the heading 2s for your books. I'm going to remove the numbers because, I mean, this is a virtual book, it's not important, but of course for your paperback this is something that you need to add. And also I'm going to use hyperlinks because I want people to easily link to my content. Okay, this is how it looks like. For some reason it doesn't look that good. There's too much spacing over here. I'm just going to remove this table of content over here. And for some reason this is really giving a lot of space over here. So I would need to check over here what's happening. I wonder. I already know why, because I actually made the chapter. You know, once I was doing the chapters, I was just I just added the chapter 2 on top and the chapter and the name of the chapter below, so that is why it gave me so much spacing over here. So I just would need to clean this up a bit just to make everything look nice. So I'm just going to add everything to the same line, just like this. And conclusion, yeah, that looks good. And I'm just going to remove this enter over here. So yeah, now I have a nice looking table of content, and you can see that once I click and I just press Control and I click on this chapter 1, I immediately go to the following chapter. This is something that is essential, allowing your readers to go directly to the section that they want. Okay, that is basically how you can format your book for Kindle. It's really that simple, nothing special. Just clean all of the extra coding that you find and make sure to have a table of content that is clickable, and also justify all of your content so it will fill up these gaps over here, so it will look great. Okay, that is all for now. If you still haven't liked this video, go right below, click on the thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure to get my bonus. This is a free bonus. You can go right below to Jordan Alexo and subscribe to my newsletter so you can get my bonus guide where I teach you how you can do a book that makes you $300 to $800 in Amazon. So make sure to get that. It's free, no cost. It's great. That is all for now. Stay tuned with Jordan Alexo, and bye.